Remember these guys? Well, they're back. This time with reinforcements. Hey guys, James here from JVC Paints. Welcome back to the channel. In my last video, I promised that I was going to get you a bold action update. And here it is, the British Union of Fascists. Originally, they came out for 2nd ed. They were sort of like a fantasy alternate history army. They came out with Operation Sea Lion and the other book, I think it was Gigant or Giant or whatever. And I picked up these guys, and over here with my recent custom over at Footsore Miniatures, buying all those little halfling guys, they also have from their very British Civil War range. I don't know how British it would be now. These guys here. Now, interestingly enough, they are sculpted by the same guy, and there was a lot of crossover with the figures. However, not all of the British Union of Fascists made it to the action squads, as they were called. So there's a link to these guys above, but I'm probably going to go through them again anyways. But you can see the original video, which I did probably about 8 or 9 years ago, and then we're going to take a look at the reinforcements as well. Let's get started. Here are the new reinforcements for the army. These are the ones from Footsore Miniatures. I'll put a little link down below. You can go check it out if you'd like. Let's take a look first here at the little infantry section that I've done. 8-man section, they're all armed with rifles. The uniforms are pretty straightforward. We've got black with gray pants. We've got sort of like a khaki wraps around the legs there. And then a little bit of red trim, as you can see here on the caps, on their forge caps. And then their equipment is British, so I'll just turn this guy here so you can see they've got the tin hat there, and they've got their sort of ration bag as well. So pretty quick to do these guys, not a lot of work to do on them, only a few colors. I don't know, this is kind of a Dayglow green tuft I got. It looked good when I put it on, and I guess I was in different light. Now I'm kind of like, ugh. I don't know. All right, well, moving right along, let's take a look at here. We've got the command section here. So this is actually a separate figure. This is Boney Miller, General Boney Miller. He is a character, I think I paid about, I think it was about £4 for this one figure, so a bit expensive, but he was a character that was a crossover onto the Warlord site as well, if I remember correctly, 8-9 years ago. And then we've got the command section here. So we've got sort of an officer of some sort. Imagine I'd play him as a lieutenant. We've got his Batman here, and we've got a guy with the standard. The guy with the standard and the NCO there, who both have armbands. I'll just turn them here so you can check it out a little bit. They are actually the yeomanry, so there was a cavalry unit as well, but I didn't really have the money at the time and I didn't really know if I really wanted to expand this army that much. So as for the standard I did on PowerPoint, and then I just put some aluminum foil or aluminium foil if you're from Australia in there to give it the waviness. It's a completely made-up standard. I just thought, okay, it kind of fits the red, white, and blue. So it's kind of the red ensign that you'd have around that time in Canada and maybe in Australia as well. I thought, okay, we'll just slap the lightning bolt on it. And then finally, let me just move the light over here. Finally, over here, we've got what could be in 3rd ed a part of a sort of a heavy weapons platoon. We've got 2 Vickers MMGs here. So they're identical. We've got the loader, the gunner, and the sort of spotter. Now the spotters are actually probably the most interesting figures. They have SMGs, which is kind of cool. I think those are Berettas, and they have their corporal stripes, and also they have a medal. So right there, so they are some kind of British veterans from the Great War, I assume. So that's the reinforcements. Let's take a look at the old guys, just to get the juices going. Let's take a look at the more interesting elements of the Warlord range here. We've got the command. We're going to go left to right. So we've got 2 Oswald Mosleys. We're going to do the ones on the left first. Here we've got Oswald Mosley and giving a political speech. There was a hedge here. You can see the chip paint is driving me crazy. And we've got his bodyguard as well. And then for both groups, we've got a bit of a valet here. I don't know where I got this figure, but he's been in the group for a long time. So you can tell he's got a slaughter base, so he's not from Warlord Games. But just an interesting little figure nonetheless. An extra guy to, protect the boss, I guess. And then as this was second ed, I've got Oswald Mosley and his bodyguard here. I've given them both SMGs, which were absolutely critical in second ed. And I've given him a black tin hat from the old sprue there. So a lot of fun to do these guys. Let's take a look at the weapons crews that came with the this army. So we've got a light mortar on the left. We've got a anti-tank rifle on the right. I do remember that when this book came out, when the supplement came out for Sea Lion, they had all different kinds of British Unions, like home armies and things like that. This faction was particularly nerfed. Them and the IRA were very nerfed. But for example, like the light mortar, if you rolled a 1, it exploded. And I forget about the anti-tank rifle. There was some kind of special rule, but they had some really, you know, OP rules that were just, you know, okay. And the Dad's Army rules were kind of fun, a bit of foreshadowing of something that's going to come up on here on the channel. But you know, just like Boy Scouts, you know, jumping their bicycles over hedges and stuff like that. It was a bit much, but it was still interesting nonetheless. Definitely worth checking it out if you're new to bolt action, if you can get your hands on it. Here are the Men of Action. I believe that's how they are marketed on the Warlord Games website. So I've separated mine into these riflemen here, and you'll see the follow-up with hand weapon guys here. Very simple to paint. I've mentioned this a couple times. Just black, flesh, guns, stuff like that. So it's not overly taxing. I did try to make them a little bit more interesting here and there. I gave a guy like, you know, sort of the big ox blood, you know, 18-hole Doc Martens or whatever they would be. But yeah, these guys, mostly shotguns and rifles. I think if I were to play a game, as there's 13 of them, I would probably, you would probably put in like a German Fallschirmjäger to use as the NCO, you know. So you might get, might be able to get one squad of 7, one squad of 8. Or you could just, you know, if you were just mucking around, you just use a big mob of 13. I think it would work pretty well. So yeah, let's take a look at the other group here. We're going to zip over here with the camera. So these are the hand weapon pistol guys. Most of these guys, they just have hand weapons of some sort. There are a few armed with pistols, this guy here and this guy in the back here. Their uniforms are very reminiscent of that British sci-fi show. I think it was called The Prisoner, where everybody just sort of wore these black turtlenecks and things like that. They've got a real sort of dystopian sci-fi element to their uniforms, which I think is kind of cool. So again, very, very simple to do. The hand weapons for these guys, they were all sort of, with the exception of, I think, of the pistols, you could change from crowbars to knives to clubs and things like that. Very versatile and interesting. So again, here we go. We've got what, 11 guys there. So same thing. I would probably run these guys as one big mob, and maybe throw them in the back of a truck or something like that for bolt action. And third ed. I don't know, inexperienced, maybe we do something like these guys are inexperienced and these guys are more regular. That might be something worth looking at, but I don't know if these guys are ever going to get a game in, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's wrap this up with a bit of a worm's eye view of the command here and a bit of a flyover. So that's it for these guys today. I hope you liked the video. There is more bolt action coming up on the channel. My friends and I are endeavoring to do a little bit of a side project that has been in the making for quite a while with some bolt action. But I'm still painting. I'm hoping to put up some more videos, but as you know, time is a fire in which we all burn, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So anyways, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the end of summer here, or I guess for a lot of us. Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Keep those brushes moving. Have a good one. Bye-bye, guys.